Welcome to the downside.
Ow.
My name is Gianmarco Soresi. Did your headphones go up?
No, you screamed, I felt like.
Where's your phone out?
I'm putting it over here.
Okay. Face up?
I'm waiting for one thing. But it's not. Don't worry about it. You'll never even see if it comes through. Hey, I haven't even wanted to talk to you. Did you the last 3 times? I just want to get your opinion. It's not an opinion. I'm just something I've noticed. The last 3 times I've taken the subway, a woman has breastfed across from me, directly across from me. The last 3 times. Is that not strange?
Same woman?
No, different woman.
It was the same. I say something's going on.
We should Google it. Maybe I don't know if that's if there's any meaning in that.
And are you asking me like, should that be legal?
No.
Or you're saying like, have I noticed
it
there's
should be
more?
legal, Gianmarco.
It should be legal.
It should be legal. You can do whatever you want. I just think it's interesting that the last 3 times I've been on the subway, a person directly across from me has been breastfeeding.
So, because you haven't asked the question yet, just to be clear.
That's not a question. I'm just telling you something that's happened.
And asking me to make the problematic interpretation.
Interpret it. Does it mean anything?
I would like to think it means people. I mean, I don't know. I think.
Am I about to have a child? I don't know. Maybe maybe there's I'm just like.
I don't think it's correlated to that. I think I don't see. You know how some people don't see color?
Yeah.
I don't see breastfeeding.
Oh, you don't see it
I
at
just
all?
see women living their life, and
okay.
you clock it, and you.
Oh, I clock it. But then
Can you tell me? Let's see this.
Yeah.
Let's see how much you clocked it. Tell me in order, which breast were they sucking on?
It was a left breast today. Listen. Here's what happens though, because I'm not always very aware of what's happening around me on the subway. I'm on music and I'm like, and so when I do notice it, there is all of a sudden you clock it. And then you're like, well, I gotta look anywhere else besides directly across from me.
Sure.
That's where it becomes more of a thing. Is like then I get really conscious in my head about not staring straight ahead because that would be rude.
Sure.
So
you might say a woman's breastfeeding. You're just like this on this train.
well, no, I feel like I get performative though of closing my eyes and looking down, or like to sleep, to nap.
I know what you mean.
But I got very self-conscious, not self-conscious, but you're very conscious of oh, you can't stare straight ahead. You have to
Sure. I know that feeling, not necessarily for breastfeeding, but
I'm not saying
no.
I want to even look I'm not it's not like I'm like I gotta see these breasts. You know what I'm saying? It it's just it is someone's breast,
Could you say that, but without that pervy voice? Could you just go, I got to see these breasts? Boy, oh boy, I just got to see these breasts today.
Yeah.
Got some breasts to see over at the office.
Yeah.
I think that feeling, though, I have that thing of oh, am I looking? I mean, it could be with, some weird facial thing or something. And I think our brains can create that anxiety that as if that person's I think that person's looking over here.
Yeah.
And I think that can be very fake.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I will also say it's remarkable. I guess they perfected the science of being able to breastfeed quickly, making access for the baby quickly. But it's shocking to me.
Wait,
if I were to
the technology, you mean?
Well, I'm saying the clothes I have right now, it would be. It would not be a surprise that all of a sudden I'm breastfeeding. You'd be like, oh, he's doing something. If I were to pull out my breast right now, I'm saying the women who are breastfeeding, they're able to do it so quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just sitting there and all of a sudden, boop, and then
they're on the train. They're like, oh, it's the first time.
No,
I wish it wasn't on a moving vehicle with this guy staring at me.
Even after seeing it so many times, so many years, it still surprises you how quickly everyone can get access to it.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So let's say for some reason, God comes down, very weird God, and he goes, you have the power to breastfeed, and this baby is poisoned, the cure's in your boob. How are you doing it right now? I'm going, because I got this. I think my first attempt would be,
wait,
where I'm allowed to show nipples.
Is he telling the mother?
No, God comes down, drops the baby. So the baby's poisoned. You have the cure in your tit.
Oh, because I'm not stealing a baby from a woman who
No.
Okay.
I mean, God, he could have.
That's what I was picturing. Is
God
like,
could have.
I have to explain to her why I'm going to breastfeed her baby in addition to this. You've made it easier. It's just God explaining. Okay.
No, let's add the woman. And she's like, what's going on? And she can't see God, but the baby's poisoned. The baby's going to die.
Oh, my God.
I guess I'm probably ripping. Oh, look, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
You're doing full pants off first.
I'm being modest, so I'm putting that baby up under my shirt so no one get to see my stomach.
Can you imagine if you saw a woman with a full baby under her shirt?
Gussying that kid up to my tit.
And you're across going like, it's okay.
It's okay. God told me to do this.
So remember, this is a Patreon exclusive.
Oh, yeah.
But this part is public. At a certain point, we're going to hit a cutoff.
Oh,
and
right.
the rest, you're going to have to join the Patreon. We have, I'm trying a new thing where I'm trying to read I can only see the last week of patrons, but it's a new thing we're going to start doing.
Okay.
So these are the new patrons, at least in the last week they've joined. Spencer Young, Vaughn, Sarah. Do you want to alternate? Can
Sarah
you read?
Harney.
Mosey.
Anika Cunningham.
Joy Hijel.
Kristen Booz.
Clarissa.
Muhammad Nasser.
Shiloh.
Azem.
Shiloh.
Thomas. Gianmarco put the Trump assassin.
I couldn't have worked better.
I almost read it.
It couldn't have worked better.
I almost read it.
So I didn't think you'd know. I didn't think you'd recognize the name because I didn't know the name.
I know my assassins. I know my assassins.
So I was ready to read it, and then I was ready to do. I was about to be like, "Wait a second, Chris, look up Thomas Matthew." No, that's what I was gonna do,
no.
and then he'd say it. That's really I'm so glad.
funny.
I ran that bit by 3 different people.
Really?
I was like, "Is this funny, or is this wildly inappropriate?"
Yeah.
I just thought it'd be so funny because they're always trying to track down. By the way, this is coming out on Wednesday, so we can talk.
Yeah.
But they're trying to be like, what is his history?
Yeah.
As if it's
not
gonna
be
give
good.
some kind of clue. As
Yeah.
if it's gonna be like it was Morning Joe's fault.
He was watching the movie JFK a lot. You know, like we're gonna be like, wow. You know what I mean?
It's literally just so you 20-year-olds like all sorts of weird things, and who knows their motives for anything.
Yeah.
It usually is they should have jerked off that day, and so they're gonna use it to, because they say he's a Republican, but the Republicans will say, well, he just registered so he could maybe vote against Trump, but he donated to Vote Blue, which is a Democratic
and then
thing.
I saw that he was in the Rifle Club. That seems Republican.
That
or
seems
tried to get in the
Republican,
Rifle
but he was
Club.
bad with the shooting,
Yeah.
which seems liberal.
But then I heard someone else say at the school that they were all liberal and he was conservative today. That was the new one today.
But the bottom line is they're 20.
Yeah.
All.
Well, my favorite thing too is they're like, "What's the motive?" And you're like, "What's the motive?"
So by the way, I sent you a voice memo because that's the bit I wanted to do, and
Yeah.
I was like, again, with a lot of these bits, you're like, is this okay? And you didn't get back. And this was when you were back in the Bahamas, so I did it on stage. I did essentially, and so the way that the bit went, I think it went well, where it goes like, now they're finding the motive. So I'm like, that means that there are 20 FBI guys somewhere. They're in suits with sunglasses. There's a whiteboard, and they're going,
there's computers.
Why would anyone? And it's so, God. It would be a good sketch. That would be the sketch I try to make. That would be the SNL sketch
It's
I'd
just
do.
a funny thing about, and I'm going to take Trump out of this. It's just a funny thing about any attempt of assassination of a president or a leader. Like, why would they? You're like, what are you talking about? We don't have to waste our time on that. Does it matter?
Well, also
is it going to give you any more? What
the political flip of it is now they're going like, well, this is your guy's fault for saying he was bad, and it's like,
so they're just trying to figure out what base to blame in this person's thing.
But there's a contingency of older people that go, yeah, it has got out of control. You shouldn't have called him a fascist. You should have waited till he did something directly fascist, and then 50 years later you could have called him a fascist.
Yeah.
When we looked back on all the millions that had been dead.
Yeah,
that's the only time you're allowed to use the word fascist. So I do want to put. I would listen sometimes. I like to put like the exciting part at the end of the Patreon to get you to join the Patreon. But anyway, I like to think that I'm not a selfish or not a like. I'm not trying to squeeze you for every dime you got.
Yeah.
So this is not the Poppers episode,
No, it's not.
but
No,
it's coming.
It's not.
I was thinking about buying it.
Well, yeah. When will that happen?
I guess what would help me is when will you know when we're doing a Patreon recording and don't try to cancel last second.
You motherfucker.
That would help me plan, I guess, a little bit.
Well, maybe if there's some consistency, maybe if
Monday after a regular. Okay, listen, it's okay. It worked out.
it worked out for everyone except
It worked out for
my
everyone.
family.
So Tova so she, I think it kind of faded again, but she had some night terrors. And what's nice, I don't know. Sometimes the night terrors are a little bit quaint. I don't know. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like so tired. I'm like, I think they're back and I need to start turning on the app again.
Yeah.
We have the app. It records every time she has a night terror. Like whenever there's a loud noise, I guess it records that and deletes as it goes.
Yeah.
But the problem is with the AC being on, it just picks up the whole AC. So basically, the AC triggers it.
Yes.
So the next day, it's just 6 hours of noise, and
Yeah.
you can't track it down. But sometimes what happens is I know Tova's going through a night terror phase, and I know when I go into the room, whether it's closing the bedroom door or just me walking there, like she's like it's a little noise, and something will happen.
Uh-huh.
So I got one pretty perfect. And I'm gonna play it. I always get scared because I pull things up on my phone.
Yeah.
And then like there's this
It's
camera
always-
here.
it could always be
and,
porn.
And they're gonna see it could always be porn.
It could always be porn. I think about that all the time with the computer. Anytime I open
Remember
a
it
computer.
happened at the oh my god, it happened once on a plane.
For you? Porn?
Jesus.
How loud
Christ.
was it?
No, it wasn't playing. I pause it before closing it.
Uh-huh.
I'm not like
Oh,
I'm
but
like,
you.
"Ugh."
So not me. I throw them away my computer. I just like as soon as I've completed, just throw the computer. So anytime
Like
I
in
open
between
it,
the
it's
second
full
and third
and I
sc-
listen full volume. It's so scary to determine the volume level of porn too, because sometimes you want to hear it like but you never want to hear it too loud. If you think, you know what I mean. I always think about like.
Well, I think you realize like how rich you'd have to. Honestly, I think that's why people hoard wealth. Is just so they can have a house big enough that they can fully
Can I tell
listen
you
to porn at full volume.
The other day, I had the thought. I thought, you know what? We have this 85-inch TV, and I've never watched porn on it. And I thought, should I Chromecast porn just to see it on an 85-inch TV? Like, but then I was like, I was like, no, certainly, like someone can see that. But then I was like, who cares? Like, it's New York City, right? And I think I'm gonna do it just at some point, just to see it on an 85-inch TV. Do you know what I mean?
Well, speaking of, we got this new TV screen here. You can't see it on the camera.
Yeah.
But I know one of these days I'll be here and I'll see that TV and I'll be like,
Yeah.
which couch do I choose? It'll be funny if you watch porn on it, and when like it's usually when like I don't know how it happens, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know science, but when something's on a screen for too long,
Yeah.
like it kind of fades to the screen.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
one day Nicole, your wife, comes home, was like, "Are there two big tits on that fucking screen?"
I actually, when I say that the other day, I thought about it. I tried doing it, and I was doing it from my phone, and I had a brief moment of panic that I was maybe casting to like a neighbor's thing, because I was like, it's not going, but that's my TV, and it wasn't going through. It wasn't doing the screen mirror thing. So it didn't work out. Well, I got to figure out the technology.
There's
really.
no better prank. I did it once with my old roommate where I attached his Bluetooth when he was in his room.
Uh-huh.
And we had like company over. He had a friend over.
Oh, that's funny.
And I just played porn on that Bluetooth. Man, there's nothing
Yeah.
funnier.
Yeah.
Okay, I literally.
Oh, sorry.
No. Well, banter. I mean, you entertain while I.
Okay, let me look at my phone. And
No. I'm pulling up a thing for
wait,
us.
you sent it to me, didn't you?
I sent it to you.
And Douglas.
No, you. What? Just talk. Just tell him a thing.
Okay. What do you want to hear about Barbados?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to know?
Oh, Jesus Christ! All right, I found it.
Okay.
No, I don't think this is the right one. Just say it. Just say a thing.
Okay. Listen,
You are a talented entertainer.
I'm not, but I'm not a stand-up. I'm not gonna do. We don't have crowd work. I'm gonna talk to Chris.
Tell a story. Tell a story about Barbados.
Okay. So in Barbados, I did have a funny thing happen. I went to the But it's not fun though because then I'm telling it and you're just staring at the
Just
Talk to me.
Tell it to the.
Okay.
Tell it to, yeah, thank you. Oh my God, he's taking acting class. He has a mic. He has a mic. Tell him a story.
Okay, so I was in Barbados and I went to the gym one day and
Wow.
I went multiple days because there's nothing else. You're drinking rum and you're not doing anything, so why not? You know,
Hotel
so-
gym or like a
a
big
resort gym.
Resort gym.
It's like a couple treadmills, couple some weights,
Sure.
a bike, elliptical, that kind of thing. So, but if you go at a certain time of day, it's so beautiful. No one's there. No one's doing anything.
Sure.
So I was there alone, and then this beautiful woman comes in, and so it's the two of us, and I'm on the treadmill. I'm jogging on the treadmill, and she gets on the other treadmill. She's jogging, and then she ends her thing, and I'm still going, and she comes over to me, and you're like, and she puts out her fist to like while I'm jogging, and I was like, and then and so I like.
Your headphones are on.
Yeah, headphones are
Yeah.
on. So I fist pound her, and she's like, keep it up, big guy. And you're just
She
like,
said, "Big guy."
yeah. So it sounded like the big was in there, but big guy.
What if it was big
here's,
boy?
Here's the no. It was though no. The thing is, she was trying to be nice. And she was trying to be like, hey, look at us. Like on some level, she's like, hey, look at us. It's like we're in paradise and we did it. We went to the gym. But on another level, there was definitely a thing. It was a younger, very attractive woman who works out a lot. Clearly, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And where it was like, wow, good for you. Like that kind of thing, that kind of good for you. It might have been good for you, big guy, or keep it up. It was either one of those. It was that kind of thing. Because I also had my headphones on, so I was like trying to like interpret what she was saying. But the fist pound too, just the thing of it, like to interrupt someone's like exercise thing. And again, she meant it to be nice, but it's a weird thing where it feels like, why,
Can I ask? What speed were you moving?
What do you think I was? I was running like an Olympian.
No.
What do you mean?
No, I'm saying like if you were going like at level 1, like
No.
1.0, I could see like a little bit like this clearly is. This is a
No, I was
that's-
jogging.
It's crazy. No, what she did was crazy.
Yeah.
Which is the worst part? Is it the condescension of like, hey, good job? Is it the fist pound or is it the big guy?
The fist pound is a little. I think it's the whole thing of like, it just like you're interrupted. Like we don't like, and it wasn't between things. It wasn't like, but between. It was like I was currently still doing it.
What's
And-
worse, that or if she came over and started pressing the up arrow and was like, come on. Because honestly, they're both bad to me.
Yeah. I mean, listen, she was running faster than me. Let's just say that. But I did it longer than her by a lot.
I think even what she said though is worse than if she said, I won.
Yeah.
What would be okay?
Yeah.
So let's say you're her and you're in her brain, and she's like, I want to make this guy feel good. What do you want someone to say to you on the treadmill?
I don't think there's a thing to say to someone on the treadmill. I really don't.
Sure.
Because like imagine me talking to her on the treadmill, the optics of me approaching a beautiful woman on a treadmill.
You should have found her the next day
to
and been
talk
like,
to
hey,
her.
big girl.
Yeah. I just think there's not really a good way of doing it. The only thing is that if there's an opening in between, if you're both like in between doing something.
Sure.
And even then, it's like I don't want to talk about what we're doing. We're just like do different things, because we don't know each other. I don't know what. And also, it's just purely like I have more time in my schedule, and you're having rum drinks and stuff that you're like, I just want to. You gotta sweat it out, and
Yeah.
So it just was one of those things where it just was funny. But
Keep it up, big guy.
thanks, man. Appreciate it.
So you've seen this video.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
It
so
really tickled me.
Chris, can you come in? I want you to watch it too. So we're gonna watch it, and when this video's done, that's when it goes to the Patreon exclusive part. So, and that's we're gonna talk about it and get into the weeds.
Okay.
So again, patreon.com/downside. We give you some good stuff, and we just finished our tour, fully sold out tour.
Fully
Let's
sold
call
out.
it right now.
Yeah.
And we're going to put up a lot of exclusive stuff there. So join the Patreon. Things are growing. Things are moving.
The Alec Baldwin is what are we calling our tour? The Alec Baldwin is Free Man tour.
That was a little sampling of
Alec
Russell's.
Baldwin didn't kill anyone tour.
Alec Baldwin didn't kill anyone. I want to be. I've said too many jokes about him that I don't think we'll ever like be on friendly terms.
You're gonna have the opportunity to be friendly with him.
There was a maybe he wants you for the podcast, and it was right before the Netflix came out.
Oh, his podcast.
His podcast.
What is his podcast?
He's like a podcast. He used to have one where he would like it was like really jazzy, and it was it was very serious. Like he's one of these guys.
Listen,
he's
I know
so funny.
He's so funny.
But he really like, and I know men like this, where like they also like. I also want to be taken deathly seriously every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I'm very much not like that. I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Because my father. Okay. So, Chris, I'm going to play this. Can you scoot in so they can see your face? So they can.
Yes.
This is Chris.
Hello.
Chris Mueller.
Mueller.
Mueller. You're not related to the guy, though, that was going to save democracy, though, right?
No.
Okay, good.
No, I'm ruining democracy.
Okay, here we go. So this is a night terror.
And
No. No.
What?
No. Nope.
What? Oh, Gianmarco. What? Not only did I help in trial, I helped in the little boy. What little boy? The Asian boy. The Asian boy? Yes. Which Asian boy? The one whose parents are lawyers. My friend Kevin? You helped him? That's good. Nice of you to do. There's more. There's more? There's more. There's all that. It doesn't matter. No belief me. I believe you. You didn't before. You know, it doesn't matter. You just didn't. And you don't. Forgive me? No.
She's still a girlfriend.
Can I give you a kiss? Good night.
Oh my God.
That's so crazy to have full conversations, and now no memory of that, right?
Oh, no. And we tried to piece it together. She was watching like some reality show, and maybe there was a lawyer, but she didn't know who the Asian boy was. And frankly, offensive that I said, you're talking about my one Asian friend, Kevin? But there's so many pieces of that are so beautiful. First, there's the face that she makes.
Oh. Yeah.
Because she also like, it just feels like there's a little bit of like a performance she's putting on. Like, not only like there's like sarcasm.
Yeah.
So it's just so nuanced.
Yeah.
And in a way that if I asked her to act that, to recreate it like as an actor, I don't think she could do like it's very, magic. It feels magic in that sense.
Yeah, it's like it's transformational. It's like,
and it's one of the few that doesn't end. Like sometimes we don't play night terrors because they will often end with like her crying.
Yeah.
Like she just immediately like goes like, I don't believe, like it just goes back there.
Yeah.
So Patreon.
You're listening to The Downside
The Downside.
with Gianmarco Soresi.